Yeah, baby. We are back. We are live. Let me make sure everything is looking good. Give me a second here. We are. Yep. Let me mute myself. Bam. We are in the building. What's going on? This your boy Vipe. Welcome back to the live stream. We got my man Plank in the building. What's up, Plank? How you doing? All right. Let me see something I can fit. Can I make you bigger? It's just annoying a lot of me. Let's see. Oh, I can't make you bigger. I don't know. Is there like a shift? Wait. What's this thing? Oh, that's this thing. Okay. But can I make you bigger? All right, we got you a little bigger, but nope, it's gonna be dumb. Okay, we're gonna do this then, and do that for now. And I guess we can make that a little bigger. Okay, whatever. Anyway, cool. What up, man? Bear down, sir. Yes, sir. Bear down. Appreciate you dropping in. Hopefully, you are doing well. And whew. So for the last couple of days, I have been going at the necks of these Raider fans who are so convinced that they are getting Ben Johnson. And the whole thing just makes me chuckle because they are so passionate about it. They are so convinced because of all the smoke that's been going around lately about how the Raiders are the favorites now for Ben Johnson. And this, that, and the other. And I've been making a couple of videos about it. I've tried to explain to them as politely as I can as to why it does not make much sense for Ben Johnson to go to their team. Sorry, Raider fans, if some of y'all find this live stream, understand. While yes, you do give Ben Johnson the opportunity to pick his own GM, you don't have a quarterback. You don't even have the path to get a quarterback. You pick number 6 in the draft, okay? The best quarterbacks are going in the top 3. And if we look at the top quarterbacks of this year's draft, you got Cam Ward, Shadur Sanders, and who else? I don't even know who else is out there. If you want to go get Quinn Ewers, I think he's coming to the draft. Oh, good luck with that, though. So the quarterbacks aren't much. They're not much to write home about. But y'all really think that Ben Johnson is going to go to your situation when he can come to Chicago and have the most talked about quarterback of the past 10 years, Caleb Williams. Now, when I make videos on YouTube, I don't just make videos just to make videos. I make videos because I have logic, facts, and things that I'm hearing behind what videos I make on the platform. We all know that Ben Johnson has said time and time again that he's going to be very selective as to the openings that he interviewed for and ultimately whatever position that he takes, he's going to be very selective, right? So, if you don't believe me, Raider fans, for those of y'all who find this live stream, I want you to listen to what Ben Johnson is going to tell you about how he views these head coach openings and what he's looking for. So, we're going to turn our attention to Ben Johnson himself, the man, the myth, the legend, and listen to the clip that he did a few months back. So, this is Ben Johnson. Let me see if I can make this bigger. It's always small on here on this end. Why can I make this whole screen? I don't understand what's going on here. We're going to see if we can make Ben bigger. Let's see. Wait, that work? Okay, cool. I guess that'll work for now. All right, but let's look at Ben Johnson. Let's see what Ben Johnson has to say about becoming a head coach. And let me know if you guys can hear this or not, too.
Something that really resonates with me is, okay, 8 openings this past year.
Hold on. We got Ben Johnson on drugs. Let me calm down. Whoop. All right. Change that. Cool. All right, let me go back to the beginning and let's try it again.
Something that really resonates with me is
listen to this
8
man.
Openings this past year. What would you set the over under in 3 years? How many still have jobs?
Mm-hmm.
Shoot, yeah, I'd put the over under at 4.5. I would say there's a good chance 5 of them are out of jobs in 3 years.
Ooh.
You know? And so when I look at it from that perspective, if I get the opportunity to go down that road, it's about how do I get to that second contract? How do I set myself up that the stars need to align? I'm not going to do it just to do it. I love what I'm doing right now. Love it. I love where I'm at. My family loves where we're at. Love the people that we're doing it with. And so I'm not willing to go down the other path yet unless I feel really good about how it's going to unfold.
All right. So you just heard Ben Johnson tell you that he is looking at the opening and worrying about and thinking about the probability of the positions that give himself the best chance to get to his second contract. So after listening to Ben Johnson himself tell you about how scrutinized he's looking at these openings, right? Please explain to me how the Raiders situation gives him a better chance to get to a second contract than the Chicago Bears. Somebody explain that to me, please. I don't understand it. Maybe I'm just naive because I'm a homer and I'm a Bear fan, but how does the Raiders situation give Ben Johnson the best chance to get to a second contract? You have no quarterback, you got holes all over the place, and you got and you are in the division. Not to mention you're in the division as much as people talk about the NFC North, right, being hard. If Ben Johnson goes to the Raiders, he's in a division with Patrick Mahomes, Justin Herbert, and Bo Nix. Not to mention he's coaching directly up against Andy Reid, Sean Payton, and Jim Harbaugh. What? So let me get this straight. So in the Raider fans' minds, the Raiders situation is better than the Bears situation because they have Tom Brady. I'll get to that in a minute. And they have the opportunity to give Ben his own GM. But what does that matter when, number one, you don't have a quarterback, and number two, if he comes to your team, he's coaching against Andy Reid, Jim Harbaugh, and Sean Payton. Bro, you might as well call that coaching suicide. No one is going to coach in that environment if they have a brain, if they want to get to a second contract. I'm sorry. It ain't happening, yo. Maybe I'm just naive because I'm a Bears fan, but looking at that, I don't see it. We're talking about coaching against Hall of Famers versus coaching in the division that Ben Johnson already owns. What are we talking about here? Like, what is going on, man? I don't know, bro. Let me check out these comments here before I go too down. I'm probably playing bear down. Thomas Gage, what's up, bro? How you doing, man? Good to see you in the cut. Thomas says, Ben seemingly annoyed by the Tom Brady leading questions. Good sign. I didn't hear that, but that would be a good sign if that was the case. He said, and his press conference overall was impressive. Really hope the Bears sign him. I do too, man. Again, I just got these Raider fans in my comments constantly talking about how we suck and they're a better situation, blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, are you sure? Are you sure? But I am not done dunking on the Raider fans today. I'm not done dunking y'all, because y'all bring up your own point. So, I actually had Raider fans in my comments, right? They are actually in my comments talking about how they would rather have Aiden O'Connell than Caleb Williams, y'all. They said that out loud in the comments. Go check the comments if you think I'm lying. But they said this. So, would you, as a first-time head coach, choose Aiden O'Connell over Caleb Williams? And we already know how Ben Johnson feels about Caleb Williams. But just in case y'all ain't aware, I got receipts. Talk to him, Ben.
Just from your assessment of him, number one pick, do you think he's got a skill set that maybe a new coach would find appealing? What you've seen from his performance?
Listen, it's been difficult to sit down and just study every throw, but plenty of crossover tape over the course of the year, and there's no question this guy's talented. I remember standing on the sideline last game, and just you can hear the ball whistle by you. He's got quite a fastball and has some creativity to him, can extend plays, and is accurate down the field as well. So, like I said, I haven't really dove in and can tell you much more beyond that, but he's been impressive from afar.
And that is Ben Johnson on his potential franchise quarterback, Caleb Williams, if he comes to Chicago. But Ben Johnson is impressed with Caleb. He's seen Caleb Williams up close and personal twice now. And I'm supposed to believe that Ben Johnson is going to choose Aiden O'Connell over Caleb Williams. I mean, what are we living in a bizarre world? Is this like vice versa? Like, what are we doing here? So it's just kind of crazy. So it's kind of crazy. These fans are ridiculous, man. They kind of crazy for real. I don't understand it, but this is where we're at, man. So as it relates to the title of the live stream, apparently, according to Jordan Schultz, who's an NFL insider with a Bleacher Report, and he appears on Colin Cowherd's show as a recurring guest. He said that from what he's gathering, it is now down to a 2-horse race between Ben Johnson and Mike McCarthy to become the next head coach of the Chicago Bears. Now, keep in mind, the Chicago Bears still have to interview a few folk, but it does appear that is a 2-horse race. But again, if you don't believe Vipe, I got Jordan on line 1. Take a listen.
And I think it's been made clear to me that for all intents and purposes, the Chicago job, and I haven't said this publicly, but it is a 2-horse race between Mike McCarthy and Ben Johnson. Now,
it is.
I think if Brian Flores goes in and wows him, then he is still in that mix. But right now, I think McCarthy and I think Ben Johnson are the 2 leading candidates for Chicago. And it will be really interesting to see what type of direction they want to go, because in many ways, the franchise is Caleb Williams, ideally for the next decade plus.
So they're going to get, Caleb said yesterday or the day before on Amr.
All right. So Jordan Schultz hearing and believing in hearing that it's a 2-horse race between Mike McCarthy and Ben Johnson. Okay. All right. Before I get deep into this, let me go back to the comment, because we got some chatter down in the streets, and we got some chatter down there. Let me holla at y'all. Wow. Me zoom back out of here. Give me a second here. All right, there we go. Got my people back. All right. So I see we got Brokey Bear in the building. What's up, bro? He said he'd have to move to oh Lord, and pay those high taxes as opposed to moving to play from great weather. Bro, he lived in Detroit. Let's not act like the weather's a big deal for Ben Johnson when he's been living in Detroit for like the last 3 years happily, and he enjoys living in Detroit. So the weather is not gonna be enough, man. Y'all talking too crazy. I got a word for y'all Bears fans here in a minute too. Thomas says, I'm really convinced Poles kept Flu specifically to be able to get Ben Johnson this offseason. When Ben announced he's going to stay with the Lions, Poles knew he couldn't hire a new coach if he wanted Ben. I've heard some conspiracy theories about that. I saw a tweet that said something to that exact extent not too long ago. That would be so crazy if it's true. We'll never know if that's true or not. But if it is true, my God, what a brilliant piece of craftsmanship by Ryan Poles. If he is ultimately able to land Ben Johnson, that would be just crazy impressive. He said, I don't even like Flores in the DC. Broken say, who is this Flores person? We don't even like him in the DC, yo. Yeah, Brian Flores, he's all right, but I mean, I would not be mad if we hired him. I wouldn't be mad because I think he'll be a good coach. But if we hire him when Ben Johnson's out there, no, man, no. Or Todd Monken, who I'll talk about here a little later. Todd Monken is out there. He's actually interviewing with the Bears today, the current offensive coordinator for the Baltimore Ravens. So I'm very intrigued about Todd Monken and what he could bring to the table. So definitely looking out for that one. But yeah, Brian Flores, I highly doubt he gets a real opportunity with the job. And no, I don't think that's happening. All right, Broken says, I can live with Ben Johnson if they bring in a veteran DC though. They probably will. I think the big name that's been associated with Ben Johnson for DC is Lou Amarulo. I don't know how you pronounce it, but he was the former defensive coordinator for Cincinnati, but they let him go. So if he's out there, then Ben Johnson could bring him in, because I guess they worked together in some capacity a while back. I'm not sure, but that's the big name that is out there for sure. All right, we got Erica. Hey, Erica. She said, hello, all. Not McCarthy. We are not losing Ben to Brady. See, that's the energy I need, Erica. That is the energy that I need. That's what see, Erica, you are my people. You are my people. Because there are way too many Bear fans up here getting all in their feelings and just accepting defeat when the game ain't even been decided yet. Too many Bear fans out on the internet are convinced that the Bears are not going to get Ben Johnson, so they're settling on the idea of Mike McCarthy. I'm not here for that, bro. This fight ain't nowhere near over. We have been in this fight for over a year. Ben Johnson has been linked to the Bears since last offseason. So I'm supposed to believe that the Raiders come in at the 11th hour and they're going to steal him away when they have a far inferior situation because of Tom Brady? Are you serious? Like I said in my video, what the hell does having Tom Brady mean? He's an owner. He's not a player anymore. And somebody in my comments who's a Raider fan is like, I said, when I made my video yesterday, talking about how Tom Brady is not Caleb Williams, he's like, yeah, Tom Brady's not Caleb Williams. Tom Brady has 7 rings. What the hell does that mean as an owner? 7 rings as the owner doesn't mean anything. Nothing. what is that going to do for the current Raiders situation? Tom Brady's seventh ring will mean very little as far as it takes to build a team that can compete in that division with Andy Reid, Jim Harbaugh, and Sean Payton. Them seven rings ain't going to do much, fam, unless Tom Brady can put together a very, very good team. And not to mention, Tom Brady's a minority owner. He's not a majority owner. That's Mark Davis. He is the minority owner. He owns 5% of the team. Get out of here with this garbage. Like I said, Michael Jordan owned the Charlotte Bobcats, Hornets, whatever you want to call them, for 13 years. He doesn't even own them anymore because he was such a failure at it. Michael Jordan is the greatest athlete who ever lived, and him owning the team did nothing. That team was garbage, and he ended up selling his share of the team. So I don't want to hear about the Tom Brady stuff. It means nothing. Can they get a quarterback? That is the most important question the Raiders will have to answer this offseason. Can you find a quarterback? Because otherwise, I don't care who owns it. If you can't find a quarterback, it makes no difference. And if you don't have a quarterback, you're putting way too much pressure on a first-year head coach if you don't have a quarterback. And I don't care what coach it is. The biggest pathway to success as an NFL head coach is having a franchise quarterback in place, which the Raiders currently do not have. But guess who does? Guess who does? Just guess. You only get one guess. Don't worry. Don't worry. Oh. You see that? You see that? You see that, right? Yeah, we do. We have a franchise quarterback. They call him Caleb Williams. We have a franchise quarterback in place. But not just any old franchise quarterback. Oh, no. We have the franchise quarterback in place. So, I say again, when we talk about better situation for Ben Johnson, the Bears, who have a franchise quarterback in place, or the Raiders, who have no franchise quarterback in place, they have Aiden O'Connell. I see the Raider fans. I found the live stream. Welcome, y'all. I love the energy that y'all been bringing lately, but I'm not even convinced that you all are getting Ben Johnson, okay? Y'all think we're not getting him, but I'm not convinced you're getting him. I know there's been a lot of noise about around the Raiders possibly getting Ben Johnson. I hate to see the noise, but guess who thought that last year, Raider fans? The Commander fans. They thought they were getting Ben Johnson last year too, and look what happened. It didn't happen. Y'all talking too. See, the problem with you Raider fans is that y'all talking a little too much. You're talking too much, and nothing has been done because nothing can be done until Bill Johnson is eliminated from the playoffs. So, you know what's really gonna be funny? If the Lions lose this Saturday, or actually tomorrow, the game tomorrow night. If the Lions lose tomorrow night, next week is gonna be. Oh my God. Next week is going to be a Royal Rumble, yo. Oh my God. It's going to be who can go get Ben Johnson first. Because whoever gets the first in-person interview with Ben Johnson, it might be it, fam. It might be a wrap. I don't know. I know one thing. The Bears better get the first in-person interview when Ben Johnson gets eliminated. Now, I don't think the Lions are going to lose tomorrow night, but if they do, next week is going to be crazy as hell on the internet, bro. Get ready for Internet Royal Rumble. Oh, my God. It's going to be lit next week on the internet if the Lions lose tomorrow night, which I don't think they will. But if they do, watch out, world. All right, let me go back to these comments. All right, Broky said exactly he doesn't want that terrible weather anymore. Listen, bro. If that was the case, he would have left for Washington, or actually maybe not Washington, but if he would have left for other jobs years ago, okay? Let's stop thinking the weather is a big factor. Again, I just played the video of him earlier. Ben Johnson wants to go to a place where he can get a second contract. I don't think that's Vegas, but I mean, yeah, you can say so. Whatever. That's right, Erica. We bearing down out here. This is Bear's Yard. Also, before I go any further, shout out to all of you all supporting the channel. We just crossed 500 subscribers, so I want to thank each and every one of you all from the bottom of my heart. Y'all are amazing. I appreciate y'all rocking with me. You know I'm here Monday through Friday putting out this content. So yeah, we're 500 subscribers deep. I think last time I checked, we're up to 513. So thank you guys. We're on our way to 1,000 subscribers. I'm going to keep putting out this content as long as I can. My situation is a little weird right now because I am unemployed and I don't have any income. So hopefully I can find a job soon and get that stuff going on. But as long as I'm home doing nothing, I'm going to be putting out this content. So I appreciate you guys supporting it. Thank you very much. And yeah, we out here. We out here, bro. Every Monday through Friday, Bear's Yard will have an episode, whether that be a short, a regular video, a live stream. We are here. So With that said, let me continue. Erica says she loves Monken. If we don't get Ben, Monken is my choice. You know what? Like I said earlier, Erica, I'm starting to warm up to Monken too. The dude just has an attitude about him. Like, I love his attitude. Like, y'all saw the picture of him with the play sheet in his pants. Like, and he's not really trying to talk about the head coaching search. He basically focused on the game this weekend. The Bills. They're playing the Bills. Now, that's going to be quite the test for Todd Monken and the Ravens because the Bills are serious. But I like Todd Monken. He's won practically everywhere he's gone. He's like Jim Harbaugh that way. He's won everywhere. He was the head coach in college of Southern Miss. He took them from worst to first. And then he won 2 national championships as offensive coordinator with the University of Georgia with Stetson Bennett as his quarterback. Are you kidding me? Stetson Bennett can't even get into the NFL now. Well, he's in the NFL, but he can't even get on the field. But Todd Monken found a way to win 2 national championships with him in college. So now he's at the Ravens and he's making Lamar the best passer that he can be. So Todd Monken is legit. Say what you want about Ben Johnson, Mike McCarthy, and all that stuff. Todd Monken would not be a bad hire, in my opinion, if the Bears did go after Todd Monken because that dude has won everywhere. So shout out to Todd Monken. Hopefully he interviews well, and we'll see what happens. And Christopher, you are not talking about John Gruden. Oh, not John Gruden. What are we doing here? What are we doing? Listen, y'all. I don't think the NFL is touching John Gruden. Okay, I just don't think so. I don't think so, yo. I don't think the NFL is touching John Gruden. John Gruden kind of, obviously he's doing the barstool thing and he's doing all right, but the NFL is not touching John Gruden. Okay, they're not doing that. I don't see it happening. Do you know how much of a PR nightmare that would be? And even if somebody in the NFL is willing to take a chance on John Gruden, it ain't gonna be the McCaskey. I promise you that. They don't even let people curse on Hard Knocks, let alone bring in somebody who has very questionable emails history. Oh, no. The Bears are not touching John Gruden. So that's not happening. All right. Thomas says, FGB should be enough for Bears fans to not want McCarthy. Unfortunately, too many Bears fans have memory loss or are too soft to stand on their principles. Listen, man. I kind of feel the same way, but I'm willing to give McCarthy his respect. The dude went 12-5 like 3 years in a row with Dallas before Dak got injured this year, and then they went 7-10. Obviously, he won a Super Bowl with the Packers in 2010. He is a very accomplished coach. That being said, I don't want him. And I know that's crazy to say. That's crazy to say, but when Ben Johnson is still out there on the table, you don't go get Mike McCarthy. I'm sorry. Ben Johnson is the priority. You go get Ben Johnson, and then you figure out what happens. If Ben Johnson doesn't work out, it is what it is. But at least you tried to go get the biggest fish in the sea. Ben Johnson is the big boy, and Ben Johnson has built and ran his offense for 3 years with the Lions. He is the best candidate out there. He might not have head coaching experience, but he has experience owning your division. And the last time I checked, in order to make it to the playoffs on a consistent basis, you need to win in your division, which Ben Johnson has proven to do year after year after year. So I don't really give a damn about Mike McCarthy. I don't care about Mike McCarthy. He's fine. He's a good coach. Number one, I don't want him. Number two, Ben Johnson's the better option, in my opinion, because Ben Johnson has owned your division, our division, for the last 3 years. And if you're going to make it to the playoffs on a consistent basis, Chicago Bears, it might help to get the guy in the division who already owns your division. But maybe, what do I know? I'm just a fan that makes YouTube videos. But what do I know? I'm just saying, man. How do you not go get the guy who owns the division already? The division that you need to conquer to get to the playoffs year in and year out. Like, it doesn't matter if he's the coach. He is the offensive coordinator with the number 1 offense in the league. It doesn't matter if he's not the coach. He is the pioneer behind the offense that has been whooping the NFC North's ass. So he might as well be the coach at that point. Who cares? His offense has dominated the NFL and more specifically to our cause, the division. So go get the guy whose offense has dominated the division for 3 years. Oh, Keek, bro. This is what I do, Keek. See, Keek, man, what's up, bro? First of all, Keek, I appreciate you dropping by, but listen, I know a lot of y'all are new to me, but I've been making YouTube videos for 7 years, bro. I just made tech videos, but now I'm making 4th video. But I've been doing this for 7 years. This is not my first rodeo. This is like my 3rd or 4th YouTube channel. It is what it is. I am not new to this. Unlike the Raiders into the Ben Johnson, we say, y'all new to this. We true to this, okay? But I've been here a long time, fam. So, yeah, this is Viper. It is what it is. This is Viper out here. This is what I do. This is who I am. This is what I do. But when we talk about these Bears, oh yeah, you get all the fire, you get all the passion from your boy Vibe here. This is what I do. But let me keep going with the comments here because I'm falling behind so badly. All right, Thomas also says, how many championships did Michael Jordan win with the Hornets as the owner? 0. I am so glad you said that. They keep talking about Tom Brady this, Tom Brady that. Michael Jordan won 0 championships with the Charlotte Hornets. 0. So until Tom Brady wins the ring as an owner, I don't want to hear it. It means nothing to me. Nothing. All right, let me keep going here. Oh, Thomas is chatty today. He also says, I saw Raider fan convincing themselves that Ben Johnson was going to turn AOC into the next Jared Goff redemption story. I mean, he could, but why would he work with Aiden O'Connell when he had Caleb Williams right there waiting for him? And also, we found out that not only is Caleb Williams an option for Ben Johnson, but Caleb Williams wants Ben Johnson to coach him. I think it says a lot that Caleb Williams came out publicly and said with no uncertain terms. Now, he didn't say it directly, but by his body language and his tone and him mentioning Ben in a passive directive way, he wants Ben Johnson. So I don't know what's going on. I don't know who needs more convincing, but if Caleb Williams wants Ben Johnson, you go get Ben Johnson if you're Kevin Warren and Ryan Poles. George McCaskey, just sit back and relax, bro. You're good. But go get Ben Johnson, okay? That's all we got to do. Just don't mess this up. All right, let me keep going here. All right, Tanner Jack out here, prime Raider fan here. Ben made golf look good. He will make AOC look like a stud. So you hope. He said you ain't getting Ben Johnson. In fact, you keep saying that, bro. Listen, bro. You better hope you're right, because you've been coming in my comments all week long with the same story. You guys not getting Ben Johnson. You and your Raider fans alike keep talking about how I'm not, or how we're not getting Ben Johnson. How do you know? How do you know, bro? You can't possibly know that. Nobody knows who's getting Ben Johnson. No one knows. Y'all hope y'all get Ben Johnson, and you better hope you get Ben Johnson, because I don't know what y'all going to do if y'all can't get Ben Johnson, because it seems like y'all back up playing Pete Carroll. Well, I mean, Pete Carroll's not a bad option, but yeah, you're back up playing Pete Carroll, bro. I don't know about that. All right, let's see. Erica, I'm laughing too. What is with this Aiden O'Connell stuff? I don't understand. What's going on, bro? What's happening here? All right, we got Chris out here. What's up, Chris? He says, Phil Sucks had 3 road wins and 6 starts this year. Caleb had 1 road win this year and 17 starts. Crappy Fields in the playoffs, and Caleb got 5 wins. Fields had a better team, bro. So like, what do you like? Why do we keep doing it? Why are we comparing Justin Fields to Caleb Williams when Justin Fields clearly had a better team and a better organization? Like, and you know what happened? He got 3 wins, and they still put him on the bench. Okay, so what are we really talking about here when they ultimately ended up putting him back on the bench? I mean, what are we doing here? Like, ultimately, it wasn't enough because he still didn't get to play. So I don't know what to tell you, bro. He says, the only time Caleb can win a game is when the defense gets 2+ turnovers and a special. Bro, really? Are you really trying to slam on Caleb with a Bears? So you're a Bear fan slamming on Caleb, knowing everything that you know about this organization and what they did to crap on him. This man lost his offensive coordinator, his head coach, and when he had his head coach was actively working against him to win games. Caleb Williams brought the Bears back in like 4 or 5 games this year, only to have Matt Eberflus pissing away. Bro, I do not want to hear any Caleb slander, bro. That dude played his ass off, and his team did not back him up. It did not back him up, yo. Caleb Williams is going to be the truth. You bring Ben Johnson in here. Oof. Oh, boy. You bring Ben Johnson in here, bro. It's going to be chef kiss. You going to be chef kiss, bro. Telling you. You bring Ben Johnson in, it's going to be a wrap. Let's see. All right, I'm going to give some of these comments here. All right. Here's another myth that I want to get out the way. I don't think it's true. Y'all got to stop listening to Mike Florio. Mike Florio knows nothing, okay? Mike Florio is a lot like Jon Snow. They both know nothing, okay? If you know the Game of Thrones reference, they know nothing. If this was the case, if Ben Johnson was so hell-bent on having his own GM, why in the hell would he take the Bears interview? Why would he take the Jacksonville interview? Because Jacksonville still has Trent Baalke in place, but Ben Johnson still took the interview. He took the Bears interview. So I don't believe this whole story about, oh, Ben Johnson has to have his own GM. No, Ben Johnson wants the best situation for him. And I don't think having his own GM guarantees that necessarily. And I would almost argue, y'all, that as a first-time head coach, why do you want to have your own GM and do all that stuff when you're trying to focus on coaching the team? I mean, I guess I could get the allure a little bit, but your focus as a first-time head coach should be on coaching the team and getting them to a point where they can win games on a consistent basis, because your own GM or not, if you don't win games, you're both getting fired anyway. So I don't think having your own GM is nearly as important as having a franchise quarterback in place. And again, yes, I understand that having the potential to have your own GM in Vegas is cool. But when you don't have that quarterback in place, I don't know how much of a difference that makes. Having Caleb Williams in place with a solid defense and other pieces around him, and Ben Johnson having to come in here and figure out the offensive and defensive lines, and then he's on a path to winning, again, in a division that he already owns, seems like a much easier path to success, in my opinion. But I know you Raider fans feel differently, and you're entitled to your opinions, and that's cool. But to me, if I'm Ben Johnson, first-time head coach, and I want the easiest path to a second contract, which is what he said on video, the video I played earlier, then the Bears are it. Go coach the Bears, because again, when you take away Ben Johnson from the Lions, then you kind of nerf them because they don't have Ben Johnson no more because he's on the Bears. The Vikings don't know who their quarterback is going to be next year. It's going to be Sam Darnold. It's going to be J.J. McCarthy, who will in essence be a rookie. I mean, really? And then the Packers are a mess. Jordan Love is not that good as people think he is. He's trash. Jordan Love is garbage. I'll say it right here. Jordan Love is garbage. So you got Detroit without Ben Johnson, if he goes to the Bears or whoever he goes. The Packers with Jordan Love, who is $55 million of garbage. And the Minnesota Vikings, who don't know who their quarterback is going to be. Bruh, it's almost tailor-made for Ben to come in and own it with the Bears. I don't know what else you need right there. I don't know what else you need, Ben Johnson. It's all right here for you, baby. It's all right here for you. But I digress. Okay, let me keep going here. Go down. Let me go down these comments. Okay, let me see. All right, you still trying to trash on Caleb Williams. That's boring. All right, let's see. All right, Eric says, that's funny because he said he didn't have a problem with Poles and working with him. Right. Oh, he didn't really say that, but it's been reported that he didn't have a problem with Poles. It was also reported that the interview between Ben Johnson and the Bears went pretty well. So, again, all this stuff about Ben Johnson not wanting to work with Poles, I think it's just noise. It's ridiculous. A lot of this stuff, I think, and people have said this as well, is Ben Johnson's agent trying to play both sides against each other so he can drive up the cost. And that stuff happens all the time. So, again, Raider fans, I'm going to need you all to calm down, because a lot of this stuff is just Ben Johnson's agent playing the market, which is what he's supposed to do. What you want to do is get the most money for your client. So if you want to do that, it behooves you to try to drive up your client's value by making one team think that they are kind of losing the race when in actuality they're not. So, yeah, I'm going to need y'all to calm down. So somebody, I think Homer said more money in Vegas. Maybe, but according from what I'm hearing, Mark Davis is currently paying 3 or 4 coaches that are dead money. He's still paying John Gruden, which is crazy because John Gruden's been gone for what, years now? He's still paying him? Are you kidding me? So I don't know if Mark Davis has the money that y'all think he has when he's still paying people that aren't even on the team anymore. That's rough. That's rough, y'all. That's rough. I'm just saying. All right, let me go check these comments here. Okay, I've seen this argument too, and this is stupid to me because it doesn't matter where he goes. At some point, he will coach against Dan Campbell. Now, if he comes to the Bears, obviously he has to do that twice a year. But even if he goes to the Raiders, at some point, he's going to play against the Lions. He's going to coach against Dan Campbell. So this argument is dumb. There's no getting around the fact that you're going to have to coach against your old boss at some point. And it's dumb. This is the dumb argument. This is dumb logic. He will have to coach against Dan Campbell at some point or another in his coaching career. Dan Campbell ain't going nowhere. He's like 49. He's not going anywhere. So this argument doesn't hold weight. Either you do it now or you do it later, but you're doing it either way. So that is what that is. All right, let's see. Again, that's fine that they fired their GM, but can they get him a quarterback? And right now, it's not looking like it. It's not looking like it. So I don't know what that means when he doesn't have a quarterback in place. And again, I don't care what y'all say about how much money he makes or how he gets to pick his own GM. None of that matters if you don't have a quarterback in place. The quarterback is the single most important piece to being a good NFL team. Everybody knows this. Even y'all Raider fans have to know this. Y'all have sucked forever because you haven't had a decent quarterback over there in Oakland or Vegas now. I can't keep on anymore. When's the last time the Vegas Raiders had a good quarterback? When? I think y'all had Derek Carr a few years ago. I mean, he was all right, but what are we talking about here? Y'all know what time it is. Get out of here. Right, like Eric said, so he would rather go up against Andy Reid, Sean Payton, and Harbaugh? Yeah, make that make sense, yo. Make that, Erica. I don't know, Erica. I don't know. It's kind of crazy. I don't know. I am so far behind on comments. I'm sorry, y'all. Y'all are very chatty today. I appreciate y'all. I'm just trying to go through and catch up, but we will catch up at some point. We have my man Keek out there, like I said earlier, that crapped me up for the Raider fans for saying that Ben doesn't want to coach against the Lions. Ben does he want to coach up against Mahomes and the Chiefs? Right? So you're going to run away from the Lions to run into Patrick Mahomes twice a year. Not to mention, if you want to get out of the AFC, you got to go up against Mahomes, Herbert, Burrow, Stroud, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson. Are you kidding me? Are you serious? So Ben Johnson wants to go out of the frying pan and into the fire, according to Raiders fans. That's what y'all saying right now. Y'all are telling us that Ben Johnson wants to go directly into the oven because if he coaches in the AFC, he ain't going into the oven, fam. He ain't going directly into the oven if he coaches against the likes of Mahomes and Burrow and Jackson and Allen. Bro, good luck with that. That's murder row. That's murder. That's death row, yo. Like, I would almost argue if Ben Johnson took the Raiders job, he would be fired in 3 years because the Raiders don't have enough. And the competition over there will be fierce. Like, that would be career suicide, in my opinion. Now, I might be wrong. I could be wrong. I'm okay. I even told Raider fans, if I'm wrong, come get me. Come back. They know where I'm at. I'm not going nowhere. If I'm right, I'm right. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I will still be here. But come back. If I'm wrong, come back and get me. But you mean to tell me that you... You mean to tell me that you want to go up against all of those quarterbacks instead of staying in the NFC where your best quarterbacks are Jalen Hurts, Dak Prescott? Who else? Oh, Brock Purdy? Are you kidding me? Jordan Love? Oh, I can't even put him in there. That's a crime to him. Who else? Yeah, like the NFC quarterbacks are. Oh, Jaden Daniels. We'll put him in there because he's doing big things. But yeah, the quarterbacks in the NFC are a lot less daunting than those in the AFC, y'all. Let's be serious here. Let's be serious. All right, let me try to catch up with these comments. I'm way behind here. Let's see. All right, before I do any further though, also again, I appreciate y'all being here. Thank you guys for being here and hanging out with me today. So thank you for that. Unfortunately, the channel is not yet monetized. However, if you guys are appreciating the content and want to donate to your boy, help me out. I do have a PayPal that you guys can donate to. I will put the link in the chat there for you, which I just did. So feel free to hit that up if you want to. You're not required, but it does help if you want to donate and support with your boy in the channel. So yeah, hit the PayPal if you want to do that. But again, not required. But either way, I appreciate y'all being here. We got 20 people watching this live stream, which is kind of cool for the fact that this is still a small channel. And I got 20 people watching me in the live stream right now. So thank you for that. But yeah, let me go back and catch up with these comments. Let me go back up here. Let's see. Let me keep going. I'm so far behind. Lord have mercy. Ooh, boy. Let's see. Damn, I'm behind. Damn. Whoa, I got to catch back up with these comments. My God, y'all are chatty today. Ooh-wee. I lost my place. Bro. I lost my place. Where'd I go? Where is it? Okay, let's see. All right. Okay, man, y'all are chatty. What is going on out here? Y'all are crazy. All right, let's see. Give me. All right, let's see. Okay, I got it. I got finally got caught up. All right, let's see. All right, Thomas says, to be clear, the Cowboys were 4-7 before Dak went down, including blowout losses to the Lions and the Saints. Yeah, they weren't doing that well in the first place. Again, I respect Mike McCarthy as the head coach, but I think he's past his time. He needs to go somewhere else. He can go to the Saints. The Saints supposedly have interest in him. He can go to the Saints. We don't want him in Chicago. I'm sorry. And I know people are like, well, the Bears just need to figure out how to make it to the playoffs for blah, blah. No, I'm trying to aim for the top. I'm not trying to accept the middle. Damn the middle. We got Caleb Williams on a rookie contract. We need to be trying to go to the top, not the damn middle. All right, let's see. Let me keep going here. Tanner said, why doesn't Ben get all the credit for the Lions and there is zero? No. Listen. I will respect Dan Campbell. Dan Campbell is legit. I'm not going to say Dan Campbell doesn't have any credit. But again, the offense, which is, we are in an offense-driven league. That is Ben Johnson's offense 100%. Yes, Dan Campbell is the head coach, but Ben Johnson is the architect. This is not a Matt Nagy, Andy Reid situation. And that's the other mistake that a lot of people are making. They are comparing Ben Johnson to Matt Nagy. No, you are wrong. That's lazy. Ben Johnson completely built this offense from the ground up. Dan Campbell is the head coach, yes, but Ben Johnson built the offense. So that's why he gets a lot of the credit, because he built the offense. It's now the best offense in the NFL, and it's been a top 10 offense for 3 years. That is why Ben Johnson is coveted by everybody, because he built a top 10 offense, and it's been top 10 consistently for 3 years. So while, yes, I respect Dan Campbell, the fact of the matter is Ben Johnson built the damn thing. Without Ben Johnson, Dan Campbell wouldn't be held as in high regard as he is. To be truthful, because Ben Johnson is the man. Now, when Ben Johnson leaves this year, and I think this will be the year that he leaves, whether he goes to the Raiders, Bears, Jaguars, I don't know, we'll see how good Dan Campbell really is without Ben Johnson. Because he's losing Ben Johnson. Like, I think, if you listen to the St. Bauer podcast the other day, I think Amon Rod knows that too. Ben Johnson is gone. Like, it's over with. Because Ben Johnson has to understand that his stock will never be higher than it is today. So there's no point in staying around another year. Like, why? Don't do that to yourself. You get out of there while you can get out of there now. So this is the year for Ben Johnson to leave and go out on his own accord and make that happen. So we'll see how good Dan Campbell is. And I'm pretty sure Dan Campbell will figure it out. He's a very bright individual. He's smart. But Ben Johnson's the man, yo. There's no denying that Ben Johnson is the man. All right, let's see. Let me keep going here. Let's see. All right, Brokey said, Gruden would be a great coach. Gruden was the victim of some woke, which, oh my, I mean, again, John Gruden as a head coach was he was okay. I mean, he did win a Super Bowl, so he was good. But again, John Gruden's been out of football for what, 10 years now? Maybe long, maybe less. I don't remember last time. But Ben Johnson's been gone too long. I mean, not Ben Johnson. John Gruden's been gone too long, yo. John Gruden needs to stay where he's at Barstool. He's doing great there. Nobody's touching John. I don't even know why we talking about John Gruden. Nobody's touching John Gruden. No one's doing that. Y'all need to get that out of your head. Especially in Chicago, they're not even touching him. So we can stop talking about that. That's not happening. All right, let me keep going here. Catch up with these comments. Yeah, I know. I know the comment was made like a minute ago, but yeah, I'm fully aware that Ben Johnson is not the coach of the Lions. I am fully aware. All right, let's see. And there you go. Like Thomas just said, Thomas said a few minutes ago, Ben Johnson calls the plays and the Lions offense is the juggernaut. That's why he gets all the attention, because he is the man. He is the architect of that offense. Okay. I need to. All right, I'm way behind. When was it call me, babe? Oh my God. Oh, I appreciate my man Keek being here chilling today. If y'all have not checked out his channel, definitely go check out Keek on the mic. Good content over there for sure. I've asked Keek, I don't know if he's still here, but I asked Keek if he wants to come join me on a live stream sometime. So hopefully we can maybe get that together next week or something. Whenever he's free, I'm here. You know, so if he's free or he wants to come hop on there and talk bear with me, he is more than welcome to whenever he's free. So that's what I'm talking about. All right, let me keep going here. Let's see. What do we got here? Let me keep going. Hey, I'm here, bro. Let's go. I mean, if you were free now, I would give you the link now if you were free. but we definitely got to get together for sure, bro. We definitely got to get together for sure, because I think that'd be a fun conversation, my dude. All right, let's see. Blah, blah, blah. Let's see. Let me keep going. Oh, okay. I will, yeah. Oh, cool. I will DM you the link on Twitter then. Let's go. Hey, let's bring in Keek. All right, let me figure out how to do this on in-cam real quick. There it is. Let me copy this link. Copy the link. Boom. All right. Go over here to my Twitter. We go to my man Keek on the mic. And we will bring in my man Keek. Have some real conversation here. This is going to be fun. All right. Boom. DM. Here you go. Got the DM open. Here you go. And bam. All right, Keek, check your Twitter DM. The link has been delivered. Oh, yeah, y'all. We getting it in now. We got Keek on the way. Okay. Here we go. All right. So let me go back to these comments. What up? Shout out to Uncle Ted being in the building. What's up, bro? I don't even know who that is. Who is Matt Burke? I have no idea who that is, bro. I have no clue who that is. Matt Burke is in the building. Okay. I don't know who that is. That must be a joke. I have no idea who that is, man. Let's see. They said, Matt Burke will win a Super Bowl in Chicago. What he's done with the Texans defense is insane. Plus, Burke made the best defensive player in NFL and Derek Stingley Jr. Oh, so I guess Matt Burke is the defensive coordinator for the Texans? Really? D'Amico Ryans runs that team. Are we sure that D'Amico Ryans isn't the one calling the defensive plays? I mean, you might know more than I do about that. I don't really follow the Texans like that, but we got to be careful with when you talk about coordinators who are attached to play calling coaches. So, again, that's the mistake that the Bears made with Matt Nagy. Everybody was like, "Oh, Matt Nagy's this and Matt Nagy's that," and all the while he was running Andy Reid's offense. So, yeah, I don't know, bro. But shout out to Matt Nagy though. He was actually a decent coach in Chicago. The Bears probably did him wrong, but he was a decent coach. But ultimately, again, he was the product of Andy Reid. He was running Andy Reid's offense. It was not Matt Nagy's offense. So, yeah, you got to be careful with coaches who are under play calling head coaches. You got to be careful with that. That's why I am actually. It also gives me cause to pause with Joe Brady, because even though Joe Brady is the one calling plays there in Buffalo, Josh Allen was already an amazing quarterback before Joe Brady got there. So how much credit really goes to Joe Brady when Josh Allen is already a superstar? So I don't know. And plus, as I'll talk about later on with this report that Kalen Kaler just released about the Bears and their hiring practices, Joe Brady's agent is Trace Armstrong. And the Chicago Bears should run far away from anybody related to Trace Armstrong and the agent front. I'm sorry. Just stop it. We're done. Get out of here. Okay? No more Trace Armstrong clients. I'm over it. We'll get to that a little bit later. Tired of this stuff, bro. I'm tired of this crap. No. I'm tired of it, yo. No more Trace Armstrong stuff. We out it. We're not doing that. We're not doing that out here. We're not doing that. But let me keep going with the comments. Okay, let's see what we got here. Let's see. Let's see. Yeah, y'all talking crazy in the chat today. We got Bear fans in submission because they think that Mark McCarthy's the guy. Again, like I said earlier, Mike McCarthy's a good coach, but do I want him on the Bears? No, I don't. And any Bear fan who's an actual Bear fan should really be. It should make their skin crawl that an ex-Packer coach could be our head coach. Like, ugh. An ex-Packer coach coming in to coach the Bears? Really? That's where we're at? That's where we're at? Now I know that's like a narrow-minded way to look at it, but that's where we're at? That's where we're at? Like, are we doing that? Are we doing that for real? Like, an ex-Packer coach coming in to coach the Bears? Get out of here. But, all right, y'all, we got a very special guest. Let me bring in my man, Mr. Keek, on the mic. What's up, sir? Uh-oh, the headphones are off.
How you doing? Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Thank you so much for having me on. Yeah.
Hey, appreciate you being here, man. How you been?
Been all right. Been sick for the last couple of days, but getting back into the thick of things, you know. It's a fun time to be a Bears fan. You know, it's like the off season's kind of like our Super Bowl the last couple of years, so we're hoping to change that trend. Hopefully in the next couple of years. But yeah, I appreciate what you do, man. Been kind of keeping tabs with you over the last couple of months. Definitely love what I'm seeing from you and your passion. I know you say you've been doing it for a long time, but sometimes you don't find people right away. So definitely appreciate what you're doing in terms of Bears content.
Appreciate you, man. Now, people saying that you're echoing. I don't hear any echo on my end, but they're saying there's an echo, so I don't know how we can.
Definitely appreciate what you're doing in terms of Bears.
Oh, yeah, there's an echo. Wow. Okay, why is there an echo? Okay. I'm not sure why there's an echo. Let me make sure everything's good on my end.
How about now? Can you still hear me?
I can hear you, but now you're using a different mic now. You're not using that mic. Hey, Keek needs to turn off the radio of the show. I don't think Kiki has anything on in the background. Do you? You got anything on in the background over there?
No, I do not.
Okay, let me make sure. You got anything on in the background? Do you? You got anything on in the background over there?
No, I did not.
It's still echoing, even though you're using a different mic. It's still echoing. That's weird. All right, let me make sure nothing on my end. Hold on. Okay, audio. Oh, all right. Hopefully that worked. All right, go ahead. Keith, say something.
Checking 1 2. Checking 1 2. Am I good?
Me too. Okay, switch back to your main mic. We're good. I just need to turn off something on my end.
Okay, cool.
All right. But yeah, man, I appreciate you. Yeah, you know, the funny thing is, Keek, I actually started this channel back in 2022, but I didn't start uploading like regularly until about a month and a half ago.
Okay. Yeah. I know you were. I seen your content before about like all like technology and stuff.
Yeah.
Keeping tabs with you on that, and then I
Oh,
saw
really?
you started picking up steam with the Bears content. So
yeah, I've been making tech videos on YouTube for 7 years, and then I kind of lost passion for it. So I'm like, you know what? I find myself talking Bears a lot on Twitter. So I'm like, let me make a Bears channel. So here we are, and now I've been doing it like I said, a month and a half, and we're up to 500 subscribers. So I'm just gonna keep going, bro.
yeah, you just keep going and stay consistent, and you know, you made it when you start getting your trolls. You know what I mean? So that you take them with stride, and you know their hatred towards every single quarterback that we draft. You know, and I'm a true how I like to do this, and you know over the years of Bears content creation. I call them, keyboard warriors.
Yeah.
And what I mean by that is that it's easy just to sit here and type, right? Like boop, 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 type it on your phone. But I'm right here. I'm talking to you on video, right? And I just never get the hatred for our quarterbacks, man. You know, I'm one of those fans that if you are a Chicago Bear, I support you to wit's end until they get rid of you, right? And the hatred towards Caleb Williams, not only amongst Bears fans, but like amongst like the media, specifically Dan Orlowski, for example.
Oh my God,
it's beyond me. I don't really understand how 3,500 yards and Caleb Williams is the first rookie quarterback to get over 3,000 yards in Bears history, right?
Yep.
I'm as a rookie. You know, when you look at his season in terms of yardage, he already ranks like top 5 in terms of single season, right? Passing yardage. And I know a lot of people are like, well, that's not really a great feat because look at the Bears quarterbacks before him. But that's truly impressive when you're considering all the stuff that he had to deal with, multiple head coaches, multiple OCs. You know, you could say what you want about the offensive line, but you got to stop looking at PFF. PFF is janky. They'll sit here and tell you that the offensive line's good, but it's not. There's still some significant issues with the Bears offensive line and how it's ran. So.
Okay, before we go any further, can I get you to switch back to the original mic that you were using?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think we should be good now. Let's bring the in-house mic back. See what we got. All right, let's see if we're back online here.
1 second.
Oh, still working on it. Okay. But yeah, the hatred though that people have for Caleb Williams, and it's kind of funny because they come from within Bear fans, but mostly come from outside the team too. And the comments I keep getting are, "Oh, he paints his fingernails," and it's not like, bro, the dude threw for 3,500 yards, 20 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. Oh, and did I mention that he set the rookie record for most passing without an interception? But he sucked. Okay, all right. The conversation over because at that point I know you don't know ball.
Right, and that interception that he threw against the Seahawks, it wasn't even a play call. Like they could have easily even attempted the field goal if they wanted to that game. If you want to be technical, right? It was like a 57-yard field goal, which is it's a long field goal for Cairo Santos. But they could have attempted the 57-yarder, but instead they didn't even really call a play. There was pressure in his face right away, and he just threw it up, right? So,
yes,
it's one of those things. It's one of those things that I tend to be positive, and I don't really judge quarterbacks until after year two or three, and that goes for all the rookie quarterbacks. Like even though Jaden Daniels is having an outstanding career, really love seeing what he's doing in Washington. Think about what CJ Stroud did, right? And in year one, and he even had a drop off in year two. So it's one of those things that I kind of wait it out a little bit when you're talking about rookie quarterbacks.
So I think I'm gonna make a video about this, Keek, but I just find it funny that people are like celebrating Jaden Daniels so hard as to how he had a better season than Caleb. And there are actually people saying that the Bears should have drafted Jaden Daniels. And my argument is, if Jaden Daniels was on this team this year, he wouldn't have even lasted the season, my guy. He'd have been injured. Like, what are we talking about here? It's so silly.
Yeah. Yeah. Jaden Daniels has definitely impressed me, but I do believe that situation is key
Yeah.
for a lot of these quarterbacks. I think Jaden Daniels is a really good talent. Same with Bo Nix, but I think the fit has to be there as well. I think he would have been running for his life, and that probably would have saved him a little bit. That he is super fast, right? And he's mobile. But it's like the same argument with Patrick Mahomes. If Patrick Mahomes was drafted by the Bears, he wouldn't be a multiple-time Super Bowl champion.
Not at
he
all.
Probably wouldn't have won. You know what I mean?
No.
So that's just speculation. That's just people trying to cause drama on social media at the end of the day.
It's foolishness. Like, yo, he got Cliff Kingsbury over there who literally tailored an offense to his strengths. He has a capable offensive line, maybe not the best offensive line, but it's better than what Caleb Williams is working with. And he didn't lose his offensive coordinator. His head coach didn't get fired. And his offensive line, I think, has been consistent throughout the entire season. I don't think they've been dealing with injuries nearly like the Bears have on the O-line. So, yeah, totally different situations. I mean, I'm not going to poo-poo Jaden Daniels. He's had an amazing season. And I'm kind of, a small part of me hope he wins tomorrow night so we can get this Ben Johnson thing underway for real. But I would still draft Caleb Williams 10 out of 10 times over him every day of the week. So I don't really care about the noise. I mean, and think about it from this perspective. I just talked about everything that Caleb Williams has been through this year, and he still put up 3,500 yards, 20 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. Are you kidding me?
Wow. And that's the impressive part. And that's why I feel like there's a lot of Bears fans out there that are just never going to be happy with anything that the Chicago Bears do until the McCaskey family sells the team. And they're just angry about years and years of the Bears not being good, which rightfully so. There's a lot of fans out there that have been Bears fans for a long, long time, right? And they haven't seen a lot of winning. And it's easy for me to say because I'm only, 27 years old. So I haven't been around that long. Been a Bears fan my whole life, but haven't been around compared to some of those OGs that have been watching the Bears since the 70s, right? So I understand their frustration, but I also don't because they've had to endure this a little bit longer. But at the same time, I think when you look at the positives, and I guess, it's hard to look at moral victories, the Bears finally got the most important position right by what I see.
Yes.
This is my personal opinion. And it's just like, I choose to see that, okay, the dude threw 20 touchdown passes and 6 interceptions, right? He threw 3,500 yards, which was a Bears rookie record. And if you want to look at the overall record, I always like to say that is not a QB stat. That is a team stat. There was a lot of games where Caleb Williams did drive the team down the field. It's not his fault that field goal got blocked against the Packers the first time. It wasn't his fault that Tyreek Stevenson decided to taunt the Washington Commanders fans and give up a Hail Mary. That is not on Caleb Williams, right?
Nope.
So it's like the Bears easily could have had a couple of extra wins. The Bears are a lot better than that 5-12 record that they showed this year. And everyone knows that. Like, even if you talk to just the casual fan that's not a Bears fan, they'll say, yeah, the Bears just were unlucky this year. The football gods were not on their side. So people sitting here just trashing our quarterback, I hope that makes you feel better. I don't really understand where that hate's coming from.
It's serious when Packers players are giving Caleb Williams his flowers. Even they recognize that he's going to be a threat in the future. So, because the Packers players, they used to dunk on Justin Fields and Mr. Trubisky. They dunked on those dudes, but they know that Caleb Williams is a problem, yo. So when the Packers players acknowledge it, you got a real quarterback on your hands.
Yeah, they used to say about Justin and Mitch, like, oh, we just got to make him play quarterback.
Right.
They're not saying that about Caleb Williams. They're
No,
like,
they're not.
yeah, he already is a quarterback. So he's a quarterback first and a run like a take off a run guy second, right? So I'm proud of him, and I learned a lot about Caleb Williams and his poise, dealing with adversity, and once again, just going through all the stuff he had to go through. That's why I'm excited. I think that's why this coaching search is so critical, and that's why I think I share your passion in Ben Johnson. Granted, I don't think Mike McCarthy is a bad coach at all, but if Ben Johnson wants the Bears and it's reciprocated, it's a no-brainer. He should be the next head coach of the Chicago Bears.
Yep.
And I understand that there's a risk there because he's never been a head coach. I understand that.
Right.
but it's time for the Bears to swing for the fences because they always go with the safe pick, like Mike McCarthy. Look back a couple of years ago, John Fox was a safe pick. It didn't work out.
No.
So it's one of those things that it's time for the Bears to swing for that big fish, and Ben Johnson happens to be the big fish in the cycle.
So the Mike McCarthy stuff is interesting to me because obviously we know that he had an in-person interview with the Bears. They flew him in private. He stayed in Wheeling, different things like that. But then it came to light, I guess, through the Waddle and Sylvie show that he is the one who requested the in-person interview. The Bears were going to do it virtually. So I think a lot of people initially got worried that, the Bears were taking him seriously since they flew him in. But if he's the one that requested it, I mean, obviously, to your point, again, I don't want him as a head coach, but you got to respect his resume and what he's done in the past in the league. So, of course, if you're the Bears and he requests the interview, of course, fly him in. But I think the Bears are still doing their due diligence. They're still going to go through their process. Obviously, Todd Monken is interviewing today. Brian Flores is interviewing tomorrow. And we have some other people that are interviewing next week, I think, as well. But I don't think the Mike McCarthy stuff is as serious as Bears fans are making it out to be. I think they're overreacting just a little bit. I think the Bears are still going through the process. And honestly, I still believe that Ben Johnson's number one on their radar, according to everything I keep hearing.
Yeah, for sure. And check this out. And it took me a long time to understand this as well, because I was one of those fans where I was pissed. I was like, why are they interviewing 20 guys? Like, why are we interviewing the offensive coordinator from the Green Bay Packers? Like, there's no way he's going to be our next head coach, right? But what they're trying to do is, I think Ben Johnson is their number one on their list. But you can't hire him until he's done with his obligation in the playoffs. So are the Bears going to sit back and just wait and not interview anyone? Or are they going to take this time to get multiple different types of intel from these different coaches, right? And just be prepared just in case Ben Johnson does, in fact, maybe choose a different team to go to.
Exactly.
So if we don't get Ben Johnson, at least you have backup plans, backup options with Mike McCarthy, Pete Carroll, right? So some really good coaches. Even Todd Monken would be a pretty good coach for the Chicago Bears. I think Bears fans should keep a close eye on.
And it's funny because I keep hearing people say that if the Bears wait too long, they might not get the coach that they want. Bro, we have 20 people interviewed. There's only six openings. So that eliminates 14 or 6 people. So that's there are 14 people that we can hire or 13 if we don't get Ben Johnson. I think we'll be all right. I think out of 13 names, we can find one that could fit the bill. So I'm not worried about the Bears waiting. Wait as long as you can. Go get Ben Johnson. But yeah, to your point, if you can't get Ben Johnson, then you got 13 other people that should be available to you that can fill the bill, hopefully.
And I wanna like clarify this myth. And I said it multiple times on my platform as well, but I'll say it today as well with you. I think the one big thing I'm hearing is like the experience aspect of Ben Johnson not being a head coach, which is true. You take that risk with any first time head coach. But what I want Bears fans to really stop saying is it reminds me a lot of Matt Nagy. How? Matt Nagy was not the offensive coordinator of the Chiefs. Everyone knows that Andy Reid calls the plays, right?
Yep.
Ben Johnson is the offensive coordinator for the last couple of years.
Yes.
He has that infrastructure. He built what, the Detroit Lions now are. Of course, the GM built that offensive line. I get that. I understand that. We're not going to be able to bring that offensive line here. But at the same time, he's the one that did the X's and O's. He is the one that built that Detroit Lions offense. And that's the one big thing I want to make known. It's totally different to me when you're comparing him and Matt Nagy.
Completely different. I said that earlier. People keep making the mistake of comparing Ben Johnson to Matt Nagy. No. Ben Johnson is the architect of the Detroit Lion offense. It's not Dan Campbell's offense and Ben Johnson's offensive coordinator in name. No. It is Ben Johnson's offense, which he built from the ground up. And here's another nugget that I need you all to just understand, right? So, back when Dan Campbell was hired in 2020 to be the Lions head coach, I think it was 2020 or 2021, right? Ben Johnson was already on staff because he was on the previous Detroit Lions coaching staff. Dan Campbell kept him. So in that first season, I think Ben Johnson was, the tight end coach. But Dan Campbell kept him on, and they had this offensive coordinator named Anthony Lynn. Well, during that season, Dan Campbell's first season, the Lions went 0-10 to start, and Dan Campbell fired Anthony Lynn, who was their offensive coordinator. So, after Dan Campbell fired Anthony Lynn, Dan Campbell called the offensive play for the Lions. But, and here comes y'all, pay attention, as Dan Campbell was calling the plays, he leaned heavily on Ben Johnson to help him with that. And then the next season, before I go too far, after he started leaning on Ben Johnson and calling the plays himself, the Lions offense improved, and I think they won a few games or whatever after that. But then the next season, Dan Campbell elevated Ben Johnson to offensive coordinator, and then they've been pew since then.
Right.
So,
Right.
again, Ben Johnson is the one who built this offense from the ground up. Yes, Dan Campbell had a hand in it, but Ben Johnson is the architect. He is not Matt Nagy. He is the architect. He's been working closely with Dan Campbell for 3-4 years now. And I think it's high time that he goes out there and becomes his own head coach, and we can see what he can do.
Yeah. I definitely agree. What really sold me on Ben Johnson, and it's like the weirdest thing. I was looking, doing some deep intel on him, and I was like, man, this dude really got a major. He majored and got a degree in mathematics. I said, that's all I need to know. That's all I need to know. That
2 degrees and science.
Right.
2 degrees, bro.
Right. That's all I need to know. That means so that means he's smart, right? Analytics and all that stuff that people don't really think it's important in football. It can become important in football. The big thing with him is, can he be a leader? Which, when you hear like Amon-Ra St. Brown or, anybody on that football team or even Dan Campbell, the people are nervous, including Lions fans. They're nervous to lose both him and Aaron Glenn.
Yep.
I think that shows a lot about his character and his leadership that he has brought to that football team, right? So I don't think there's going to be any problem with his leadership. It's all about just game management, in-game decisions. Will he be able to handle that? But it's a risk I think that I'm willing to take.
Yeah, me and you both, bro. The other thing is that for everything that Ben Johnson is not, he can hire coordinators that can fill those gaps. So if he's not the leader of men or whatever the case may be, he can hire a Dan Campbell or Dan Campbell type as defensive coordinator or offensive coordinator or whatever. He can get coordinators to fill the gap that he can't fill necessarily. But ultimately, he's going to be the leader. And even he said it himself, when he does become a head coach, he's going to be the one calling plays. So whoever's going to be the offensive coordinator under him is going to be offensive coordinator in name only. But still, they'll have a role on the team. But it's all this, Ben Johnson's not a leader of men, or he likes to lead from the back of the room, blah, 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 blah. Well, he has a whole staff that can help him. It's not just Ben Johnson by himself. He'll have an entire staff at his disposal to help him fill in whatever gap that he doesn't fill in. But ultimately, why we want him is that he's going to develop that relationship with Caleb Williams and take that man to the next level, sort of like what he's doing with Jared Goff. And that's why I'm so excited about it, because he has the chance to build that relationship with Caleb.
Yeah, I definitely agree that I think for him, it's going to be important to bring in coaches that possibly do have that experience. Maybe coaches that maybe have failed as head coaches, but are still really good coordinators. Some maybe guys to keep an eye on, maybe like guys like Dennis Allen, for example, the old Saints head coach. I would like him as a DC. I know a lot of people are huge on Robert Saleh. If he's still available by the time we get, if we get Ben Johnson, he would be outstanding option. But I think it's gonna be important for him to hire guys around him with experience to kind of help him. Because I think at the end of the day, we all know that he can call plays. We all know he can run a hell out of an offense, right? We all know that he's gonna be able to develop Caleb Williams and take him to the next level. But it's just gonna be about like who will his staff be in Chicago, and that's gonna be most important for him for his success.
Listen, Verbal, man, y'all got to stop with this ignorant chatter, y'all. It's about the dude that paints and nails. That has nothing to do with production on a football field, guy. Like, I've seen you a few times in other chat, bro. You need to calm down, my guy. Like, I mean, I know you're a hardcore Raider fan, and that's all cute and everything, but the whole paint and nail thing and all that ignorance, there, we don't need all that here, bro. We don't need that. So calm down with that, for real. Ain't like it's time for all that.
Yeah, I don't understand why it matters. Like, even like during the draft process, people were like really, getting on Caleb for painting his nails. What does that have to do with his football play? Like, as long as he's producing on the football field, I don't give a rat's ass what he does with his nails. I just think that it's just weird. That's just weird energy, man.
It is.
And I'm very big on keeping things professional on my podcast. I know you're the same way. Like, you keep things very professional, but people make it hard, man, because it's silly stuff. It's just silly stuff.
Like this stuff from Chris. Like, what do you mean crying to his mom matters? Why does that matter? None of that has anything to do with what happens on a football field. Nothing. None of this stuff matters. Y'all are so caught up in the unimportant crap. None of that stuff matters, you all. Can he win games?
So being upset after a loss is, to me, that like he's competitive. He wants to win.
He cares.
Like, look, think about Jay Cutler. He didn't give a rat's ass. He's like, hey, he would throw back-to-back interceptions. He would still be flipping off the crowd. Like, F you, Chicago. F you, Bears fans. Take that. What are you going to do about it, right? And it's just like, I like a quarterback that cares. He cares.
Yeah.
He wants to change things here in Chicago. He understands the rich history of the Chicago Bears. He understands that we haven't had a winner in a long time. So he cares. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, I want a quarterback that can care. I want somebody that's going to show emotion out there. Even Caleb Williams said on the St. Brown podcast that he wants somebody that has a fire within them and things like that, which I find kind of interesting because Ben Johnson said something similar about wanting to be a head coach. He said that he has a fire inside him to become a head coach. So I'm wondering if Caleb was kind of alluding back to that press conference that Ben Johnson gave. I'm just putting those dots together. You can do with that information what you will. But yeah. It does. I mean, we know that Caleb wants Ben Johnson. That's the other thing that I said in my other video, that the wild card in Caleb Williams is not Tom Brady. The wild card is Caleb Williams because Caleb Williams is the one who has a direct impact on how well Ben Johnson does as head coach. It's not Tom Brady, as much as y'all think it is. Tom Brady's an owner. Unless he's coming out of retirement to be Ben Johnson's quarterback, I don't know what influence he's going to have. But Caleb Williams has a direct influence on how well Ben Johnson does as a head coach. So to me, he is a much more important factor in any decision Ben Johnson makes over Tom Brady. How do you feel about that? Am I right, or do you think I'm crazy?
No, I definitely agree. I think he has 5 or 10% ownership of the Raiders, 5%. And I know that Tom Brady has a lot of like influence and pull in terms of like just who he is. And maybe, Ben Johnson likes the idea of like, hey, I can have a clean slate over there and kind of do my own thing. But I just don't think that's enough. I think when you look at the Chicago Bears, we also have a lot of draft capital. We have some very, some assets over here in Chicago. We have the quarterback and we have the infrastructure already set up for him on offense and defense, right? The Raiders are just a mess. I think there's a stat with the Raiders in terms of coaches. I think they're going to be on their fifth or sixth coach in 7 years.
Yep.
So that means coaches are only lasting barely a year and a half with them, which is not good. It's not good. So if he's looking for job security, I think it's better off with the Chicago Bears personally. And I know the Bears have their flaws too. The Bears are not perfect. I just think we are probably the safer bet for him.
Exactly. And I played a video clip of earlier about Ben Johnson talking about the coaching openings and how they kind of turn over pretty quickly. So if Ben Johnson, who is known to be pretty selective about his options, if he's weighing the Bears versus the Raiders, like you said, if you want job security, the better option is Chicago. You got a quarterback in place with a GM who will be patient with you because George McCaskey don't fire people just off chief. He will give you a few years to get it right. And then obviously if you can't, then you're gone. But Mark Davis just fired Antonio Pearson 1 year in to his stint. He fired him. Now, whether or not that was Tom Brady influence or whatever, I don't know. Who cares? But you literally just fired a head coach who the players liked and wanted, mind you, 1 year into his head coaching career. So how in the world can Ben Johnson think that that's a better position or a better situation when the previous coach got fired a year into his coaching deal as opposed to the Bears, who kept a head coach half a season too long?
I want to address, and I kind of want to address this comment that just came in. I just find it funny. Someone said Bears don't have a weapon like Brock Bowers, and Brock Bowers, he's nice. That boy can play. He can play. Who's throwing him the ball?
Actually, I'm gonna push back on that a little bit because he did. I think he had over 100 receptions for over 1,000 yards. I think like 12, 13 touchdowns. So clearly, it doesn't matter who's throwing him the ball. He's the beast.
Yeah.
So he's the beast. Yeah. I can't take that away from y'all. He's the beast. But you're gonna need a lot more to Brock Bowers to compete in that division with Patrick Mahomes and Justin Herbert and Bo Nix. You need a lot more to Brock Bowers, bro. I'm just saying.
Yeah, and they think they're really going to get a top quarterback with the 7th overall pick. You're going to have to trade up and give up some stuff, right?
Yes, you are.
And the Raiders can't afford to give up any draft capital.
They really can't.
They need all the help that they can get. They need
everything.
And honestly, I thought the Bears were in a crappy situation, and I always think to myself, it could be worse. I could be a Raiders fan. That's what I really think. So, oh man, but if he goes to Las Vegas, I'll pray for him.
He gonna need something, bro. For real. All right. Did you get a chance to read the report that Kayla and Caleb put out today about the Bears and their coaching practices and Trace Armstrong and all that?
I did skim it a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah. Man. To me, it's the literal definition of insanity, doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. Why in the God Green Hill do they continue to hire Trace Armstrong clients and they fail over and over again? That's the problem with George McCaskey. He is a lovely man. He's great. He's loyal to a fault. But that's the problem. Yeah. He is too damn loyal to a fault. Now, for those of y'all who are not familiar, Trace Armstrong used to be a Chicago Bear. I forgot when he played, but it was back in the 90s or whatever.
Yeah.
And now he's an agent in the NFL, and the Bears have hired way too many of his clients, and they keep hiring his clients. But I think that's going to end this year because Kevin Warren's is there, and he's probably going to put a stop to that. But Matt Nagy, Matt Eberflus, were two Trace Armstrong clients, and we fired them both. And I think the Luke Getsy was as well. I think actually, no, Luke Getsy and Shane Waldron both were also Trace Armstrong clients. So I'm like, it's not working, George. Stop doing this. So
Yeah.
ESPN exposed the Bears rightfully so. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, good old George McCaskey, man. He always says like, "Hey, I just want to be a fan and not an owner, and I'm going to sit back." But then he always he's still involved, and I think that's why I get so upset sometimes. Like when I found out that he was part of the interview process, which is okay. I understand you're the owner, but you can't say that you're just a fan and you don't want to be a part of football operations and then be a part of football operation stuff,
right?
Like coaching interviews, right? You are the checkbook. We're going to come to you and say, "Hey, George, we want Ben Johnson, sign the check." You know what I mean? That's all we need you for, is for you to sign off on the check. We don't need you to interview nothing. We don't need your input. We don't need you to do nothing but sign the check.
Oh, yo, hold on, y'all. Man, so I just got some news. Well, not really new, but I just got a little tidbit here. So, as we've been talking about, there's been a lot of noise about Ben Johnson to the Raiders being a done deal. But one of the people that have been vehemently against that is ESPN's Adam Schefter. He said yesterday that he wouldn't even understand why Ben Johnson would go to the Raiders, this, that, and the other. And apparently he's on Pat McAfee's show today, and he just doubled down. So I want y'all, let's take a listen to what Adam Schefter has to say about Ben Johnson to the Raiders today on Pat McAfee's show. Mm. Oh, no. Yes! Why?
Someone's saying they can't hear.
Wait, did you hear that, Keith? You heard that, right?
No. I don't think I could hear it, or people in the
nobody
chat,
heard
they couldn't
that?
hear it.
Damn it,
No.
really? Oh, man. That something here like looking at this and nobody can hear this. All right, hold on.
Just
All
tell
right,
us what he said. What's going
I'll-
on, though?
We'll do clip notes. So basically, Adam Schefter was saying the same thing that I've been saying all along. Like he's not convinced that Ben Johnson is going to the Raiders. And he also said, why the hell is Chicago being ignored? And Pat McAfee tried to talk about how Chicago's a crap show, this, that, and the other, blah, 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 blah. Can y'all hear me now? Y'all can hear me. Hopefully y'all can hear me now. I don't know why y'all couldn't hear the clip. Maybe I'm wondering about the other stuff I played earlier working too. That's stupid. But anyway, Adam Schefter was saying that he's just not convinced that Ben Johnson to the Raiders is a done deal. Because as I've been saying, he doesn't think it makes sense for Ben Johnson to go to the Raiders in the same division as Patrick Mahomes, Justin Herbert, and Bo Nix, coaching up against Andy Reid, Jim Harbaugh, Jim Harbaugh, and Sean Payton. Like, it doesn't make sense. Again, if we know he's going to be particular about his situation, then can y'all not hear me? Like, can y'all not hear me at all? Like, what's going on here? Like, what, hold on. Let me go back to the page. What are we doing here? Y'all, okay, that's just you. Hold on, let me refresh this. I don't know why people can't hear me all of a sudden. This is weird. Okay.
No, they said that you can hear.
Okay, I can hear me. Okay, I don't know why. Yeah. Okay, there we go. Y'all can hear me. I'm like, wait a minute, y'all can hear me. Okay, cool. But yeah, it doesn't make sense for Ben Johnson to go to the Raiders when that situation is much more tumultuous than the situation in Chicago. It just doesn't make sense. And he had been on record about how critical that or how selective he's going to be as it relates to where he goes. So you're going to tell me that, like Adam Schefter said in the piece, that he passed up a chance to coach Jaden Daniels last year? He's going to pass up a chance to coach Jaden Daniels to go to the Raiders who have no quarterback? Like, it just make sense, Keek. Make it make sense, man.
Yeah, I think it's just at this point, it's like people just making stuff up for clicks because that's the narrative that they want, right? They want that to happen. But at the end of the day, we will find out the truth once Detroit's out of the playoffs. It's up to Ben Johnson at the end of the day. And I think and you keep saying it, I think it's his leverage. It's a leverage thing for Ben Johnson's camp. I think they're trying to get the most money as possible, whether he goes to the Bears or not. But I like to believe from what I'm hearing that and it's not a guaranteed, but it still seems like the Bears, I wouldn't say a front runner, but it's like almost like a 1A, 1B situation with Chicago still in the lead just because of the points you keep bringing up. It's like, why in the world would I want to play against some of the best coaches in the National Football League against the Chiefs, and then you look at Bo Nix and the Broncos and how well they played this year. And then obviously, Harbaugh is going to have those Chargers playing really good football with Justin Herbert over the next couple of years. And as he continues to build that culture. Once again, you look at the NFC North, you're looking at J.J. McCarthy possibly coming in, right, for his first season as the Vikings quarterback. Not saying they can't be good, but that's a drop-off from a guy like Justin Herbert or Bo Nix. Then you're looking at Jordan Love, a waste of space. Waste of $55 million per year for Green Bay. They're still going to be a good team because of Matt LaFleur, but I just don't think he has the stuff. And then, of course, Jared Goff without Ben Johnson.
I mean, you say that we are delusional, but when y'all talk about how the Raiders have a better situation than the Bears, I think you're delusional. And even Danny Parkins of Breckenball said the same thing. He said that if Ben Johnson goes to the Raiders, then Ben Johnson is delusional. Like,
this is the guy. This is the guy in your chat, dude, that was talking about the Bears won one more game than the Raiders. How are they that much better? It's like, that's how you know you didn't watch Bears football. And I can't blame you because you're not a Bears fan. But let me tell you, I watched a lot of Raiders football because I just watch football in general. And the Raiders are not a good football team. The Raiders they suck. The Bears lost games off of dumb reasons. Blocked field goal, Hail Mary.
Coaching.
Right? The coaching, right? You're talking about time management issues against the Lions. Just overtime against the Vikings. We weren't getting our ass beat. We were just losing close games. There's a huge difference from how we were losing compared to how you guys are losing. Let's be honest.
Yeah, it's not the same, bro. It's not the same.
Like, I don't understand what Raider fans are talking about. Like, where's this confidence coming from? You guys suck.
Really?
The Raiders are not good.
You know what it is? The Raider beat report keeps coming out and talk about how they're gaining momentum to get Ben Johnson, even though they won't tell us what the momentum is. They just say, Raider gaining momentum in Ben Johnson sweepstakes. And then you got Ian Rappaport saying that he's from what he's hearing, in pretty much a done deal or going to be a done deal. He didn't say it is a done deal. He said it's looking like it might be a done deal. So they're really confident right now because of Ian Rappaport and all these other Raider beat reporters saying that they're getting Ben Johnson. And I'm cautioning you all. The Commanders thought the same thing last year and it didn't happen. So calm down. Like you, in my opinion, you do not believe you have Ben Johnson until he is on your podium announcing himself as head coach. That's when you believe. Don't believe anything before then, okay? Because if you do, you might end up being butthurt. I'm just saying, bro.
And I'll be honest with you, and this goes for both. Raiders and Bears fans. Whoever gets Ben Johnson, oh man, the other fan base is gonna be in turmoil. I already know it. And Raiders fans better hope they get Ben Johnson. That's the one thing I do know about Bears fans is that they're relentless. Relentless.
Ooh. We already got receipts. Our fan base already got the receipts, bro. We got the receipts, though.
Yeah. You guys are screwed. You guys are screwed if the Bears get Ben Johnson. I'm not gonna lie.
You guys get Ben Johnson, bro.
Yeah, you guys are gonna be in your shell for sure. You got to be like little roaches going under the ground if we get Ben Johnson.
All right. I don't want to hold you too long, but before I get you out of here, what are your thoughts on Todd Monken? I don't know if you talked about it earlier. You might have. I just forgot.
Yeah, Tom Monken is all about football, man.
Man.
You saw that picture. You saw the picture prior to his press conference where he's had the playbook in his pants.
Yep.
And just that attitude about him. He's a football coach.
Yeah.
And he's done it at every level. You talk about his extensive resume as an offensive coordinator. He's coached many different types of quarterbacks. He coached Baker Mayfield and playing at a pretty good level. Coached Jameis Winston, had him playing at a pretty good level. Obviously you have Lamar Jackson. He's improved Lamar Jackson as a thrower, in my personal opinion. And of course, it's easy when you have Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry. But I still think he's improved Lamar Jackson as a thrower. And he won 2 national titles as an OC for Georgia with Stetson Bennett and had him playing good football as well. So I love the extensive experience that he has, not only at the college level, but the NFL level as well. So he would be a good option. A lot of people have Monken over McCarthy if we don't land Ben Johnson, to be quite honest.
I wouldn't be mad at that. I would want him over McCarthy too.
Yeah.
But yeah, the fact that he got the playbook in his pants and he's just up there like, I don't want to be up here. I got to be up here because it is what it is. But in the NFL, it isn't the sham in the NFL or whatnot. But yeah, I like Monken. I like his attitude, and obviously he's very effusive with the language that he uses and everything. But yeah, I think he'll be a good hire if we can't land Ben Johnson. That is if we can't land Ben. Go get Todd Monken. He's legit. Apparently, the Bears have been doing extensive research on him, so I think they view him as a serious option. Yeah.
They like him, but I think it goes Ben Johnson. They're going to go full court press on Ben, and then I think if they can't get Ben, then I think they're going to flip a coin for Tom Monken and Mike McCarthy. It's going to be like, do you want the proven head coach experience, or do you want to take a chance on the other first-time head coach in Todd Monken? And I think Todd Monken would be an outstanding coach for the city of Chicago. Chicago is tough, right? And he's a tough son of a gun too. So I think he fits, the identity of Chicago.
Also, just so we put this out there, Todd Monken has been a head coach, not at the NFL level, of course, but he was the head coach at Southern Miss in college, and he turned that program around. So Todd Monken does have experience running an entire program, even though not at the NFL level. He does have experience as a head coach of a college school. So I think it's a little different from Ben Johnson, because Ben Johnson obviously has no head coaching experience, but Todd Monken does, and he's won everywhere. To key point, Todd Monken has won everywhere he's been. So he kind of like Jim Harbaugh in that way. Just win everywhere you go, you win. So again, that would be a solid hire in my book, and I would want him over McCarthy.
And you can say what you want, like, he has Lamar Jackson, but you have to remember the stigma on Lamar Jackson was he can only run. He wasn't really good at throwing the football consistently and accurately. He has improved Lamar Jackson on that front. So I think that's a key note when you're looking at Todd Monken, is that he has been pivotal for the Baltimore Ravens offense and Lamar Jackson. And I would be interested to see what he has to say on how he would develop Caleb.
Absolutely. And again, you can say what you want about he has Lamar Jackson, but I just told y'all, Todd Monken has won everywhere he coached. Everywhere. Yeah. So it's not just Lamar Jackson. He took Stetson Bennett, who was a nobody, and turned him into a 2-time national champion in Georgia. Okay. So Todd Monken's the real deal. He's not a joke.
Yeah, no, he real deal.
No doubt. Keek, man, I appreciate you making the time, man. I don't want to keep you too long, but thank you, sir. Appreciate you being here. And shout out to all of y'all who took the time to drop in today. This went on a little longer than I normally plan, but when you got special guests, we get sometimes we gotta go in overtime. But appreciate y'all being here. Appreciate you, Keek. Y'all be kind, be safe out there. Bear down, and Raider fans. Y'all better calm down. I'm telling y'all, calm down, bro. Calm down. But I'll catch y'all next week. Peace.